Tonight marks history. The first ever game of the night in the American Football Association. A brand new league, a brand new era, and already all eyes are on this matchup. Fans across the country have been waiting for this one. Patriots versus Raiders. Two teams built completely differently, but both hungry to be remembered as the first to make their mark in AFA history. For the Raiders, it all starts with quarterback Brady White, a former minors champion who's seen it all. He's got the experience, but also a chip on his shoulder after his controversial suspension for banned substances. White determined and ready to silence every critic in the league. Ash T and Jermaine Hawk in the backfield, Jackson West and Dillian Voss out wide, and the ever-dangerous Boost Gusters at tight end. This offense can explode at any moment. On the other sideline, the Patriots coming confident, led by the poised and fearless Kale Drazen. He's got an arsenal behind him. The versatile Isabella Maccabees, the bruising Big Stepper and fullback Thaddeus Bubba paving the way. Add in veterans like Julian Edelman and Jebediah Butters. And this offense can hit from every angle.
The stage is set, the lights are bright. It's not just another game, it's the first ever game of the night.
The moment that kicks off a new era of football. This is AFA football.
New England, Oakland, now!
All right, well, if that don't get you fired up, I don't know what will. We welcome you in to Foxborough Gillette Stadium, the home of Week 1, Game 1 of the American Football Association. How's it going, everybody? Cameron Duty here with you, and I've got my partner DJ Kilgannon in the booth for this epic and memorable Week 1 call. How's it going, DJ?
I am doing fantastic, Cameron. I'm so excited to be here for the first ever game of the American Football Association. I'm completely honored to be here, and man, I am excited to watch some fun football.
And as I am as well, we're excited to have all of you in here with us. This is going to be a lot of fun. We have some names that you're going to recognize from leagues past, as well as some new teams and players that are going to be introduced. One thing to be excited about, the fact is that we actually have the NFL related emblems there, the Patriots, the Raiders. These are long storied rivals right here, by the way, and we're going to carry that over to the AFA. This is going to be great.
Absolutely. I mean, these are some very long-standing rivalries and some very historic franchises as well. And, as far as this league goes, they're brand new.
That's exactly right. So some of the looks may be familiar, but this is all brand new football. A new world of sim football starts right now. You're not going to go anywhere for the next 4 quarters or so. Kickoff is underway. We get started with the Raiders having the football. Starting this thing off, we've got quarterback Brady White, as you heard, leading up to this, suspended from his previous ventures, but he is back, and he gets the ball and throws it early down to the 45-yard line, where that is complete to the wide receiver, Dylan Voss, for the first down.
Yeah, Las Vegas getting started early and often, connecting well downfield. A great post route, and Brady doing what Brady does, throwing a beautiful route, a beautiful throw, splitting in between both of those coverages there.
Well, I'm going to tell you, DJ, the fact is that you and I have got a chance to watch Brady White for many seasons now in different various leagues. This guy knows how to sling the football, and that's just a quick example. A give on first down, as that is no, that's not even going to get back to the line of scrimmage. That is a loss of a yard. Good job by the Patriots defense there.
Big 75 in the middle, shed off his block really quickly on that inside run. Things took a little bit of while to develop there for the Raiders here on offense as far as that quick run goes.
Back to the air they go. White throwing into double coverage. It's tipped, bobbled, and it falls to the ground. Incomplete.
Ooh, that was a little bit too close for comfort there. That was Joey Cronin who got up there, stretched his full length of his body. A very athletic play from your free safety over the top to be able to bat that one down.
That puts us in a 3rd and 11 situation here. How will White and company navigate this as we see a man going in motion, trips up to the right side, but Brady rolls out to the left, throws back.
Man.
4 blue jerseys there, and again, once more, you see Joey Cronin right in the middle of it, and it's 4th and 11.
Yeah, Cronin got a hand on it. Another corner came in from the side and was able to help in coverage. Man, risky throws early out of the gate here for Brady White. Had an early bomb that solidified his confidence maybe a little bit and got a little bit too antsy. Started throwing him a little bit further downfield and a little bit riskier than maybe you'd like to see. Reined it in just a bit and play more, a little bit more balanced. And it's hard to use this word talking about Brady White, but play a little bit more conservative.
Some words just don't go together, right?
Correct.
I mean, me and the salad bar, that don't go together.
Oh, come on.
For 1st and 10. Now we welcome the Patriots quarterback, Kel Drazen, under center with split backs. It's a give right up the middle to number 23, the big stepper, and he big steps for about 5.
Yeah, he sure did. He's not too big of a back there. He's got some weight to him, but under 6 foot, gets really shifty behind those offensive linemen. Thankfully for him, had a nice lead block there that let him get a lot of separation and a lot of room to run before that second level reached him.
Yeah, and a good little stocky halfback at 225 pounds. Now, first throw of the day for the Patriots and for Drazen, and it's almost intercepted. The defense coming up big there for the Raiders. And, tell me a little bit about that, DJ. What did you see in the coverage there?
Man, I mean, the safety over the top was just there all the way. It was his zone to play over the top. He saw the outside routes play short, so really all he had to worry about was that post over the middle, and he covered it perfectly.
Now, Drazen rolling out, throwing deep.
Oh, man.
Again, the secondaries for both of these teams have been fantastic up to this point.
Man, that didn't look like a safety up there. That looked like Randy Orton jumping and RKO'ing him out of the sky. My gosh, that's what you certainly call a hospital ball to one of your receivers. Could have been a lot worse, though. New England has a chance to punt it and at least flip the field position a little bit.
Somewhere in that sea of white jerseys was number 15, Kool-Aid, the wide receiver for the Patriots, not able to come up with the pass. A little bit of a low snap there, but it's picked up nicely, and a good punt as the Raiders will get good field position here. Oh! The ball is loose! Did they fall on it? I believe they did.
They did.
Oh,
Ooh.
wow. So, disaster just escaped all by just this very much a thread, literally, from disaster there, DJ.
Yeah, that could have been a lot worse, thankfully, for the Las Vegas offense, or the Oakland offense, excuse me, wiping the sweat off their brow there.
So the start right at midfield. Brady White throwing, the pass is complete.
Oh.
And taking a shot is the wide receiver, Jackson West, with his first grab.
Yeah, had to get tall on that one. A little bit of an errant throw from the QB there. But thankfully, your talented wide receiver, big body, 6'6", 240, he's going to be able to take a hit when he needs to.
Gain of 3, and they go back to the running game. And that is Ashton Genty, who runs left side, picks up a couple, and that brings up a third and short situation here.
Yeah, did exactly what he needed to, right? I mean, the blocking was there on the edge. The receivers did their job, as well as that left tackle sealed the edge to a perfection, really. He had a great hole to run between the tackle and receiver. The safeties over the top eventually got to him, though.
And 3rd and 4. A handoff up the middle. Now, there's a flag. We may see a little bit of a face mask there. I'm not sure.
You're right.
Face mask, number 95.
Can't do that.
5-yard penalty.
Now, there's a lot of things that we want to look for in this game, right? There's a lot of stories that we're going to have, but one of my favorites for anybody who's been able to watch a Cameron Duty and DJ Kilgannon call in years past is DJ's war on the refs. But so far, we will
Great
agree
call to
that was
start.
a great call. That's right.
It was.
A handoff back to Ashton Jeanty, running left side again. He gets literally tracked down from behind after a gain of 3.
Yeah, he chased him down very well to be able to shoot him down quickly as that play was developing. Could have been a lot worse, but the linebacker did his due diligence and made a nice open field tackle.
2nd and 7 now, throwing nice route out to the flat, and it is complete and turned upfield by Boost Gusters for the first down.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want from your big tight end, those short routes close to the line of scrimmage. He broke an out route, completely left his defender in the dust. Couldn't have been placed better as far as the pass goes away from his body, leading him to the outside.
Shotgun formation, one man in the backfield with quarterback Brady.
Oh!
Had he been able to hold on to that one, we could have been looking at a pick 6, but it does fall to the ground, incomplete.
Yeah, he's going to be putting in some work in next practice, working on his hands, because we should be celebrating his touchdown right now the other way. Brady White got lucky that one wasn't taken back, and like we mentioned earlier, maybe a little bit more conservative. We saw it a little bit with those shorter passes and runs, though.
Yeah, indeed. Now back to the run game, as you said. Ashton Jeanty gets back to the line of scrimmage before being brought down. You know something, DJ? Another fact is this is the first game of the AFA. I'm sensing some jitters out there, too, from these players. A lot of energy right now. Nervous energy.
Yeah, I can only imagine. So first time ever being in front of the big screen.
White throwing deep. Gobbled, and there's a lot of traffic down that way, like we said. Great stuff. That is the cornerback, number 22, Traven Austin, for the Patriots, who come up with the deflection.
Yeah, it looked like he was manned up. I believe the pass was attempted to Jackson West, who wasn't able to catch it. A swarm of other defenders came around him, though, to support Austin in what was a tight spot, see if they can nail this extra field goal.
For the first points in the AFA, and it is good. The field goal, nice. A 9-play drive that only went 13 yards, believe it or not, but it does get them on the board.
Yeah, I mean, wasn't the greatest punt the other way, but I mean, you say that, but they were pinned so far back into their own field position when they did punt the ball that they did as best as they could, and their defense held up very well. Oakland just had such great field position.
Yeah, absolutely. So we will now get to see this Patriots offense, the return team. That's Edelman there on the carry, and he gets out to about the 39-yard line. They actually will officially spot him at the 29, so a good run back for the Patriots.
Yeah, nice start. We talk about the field position battle and what it means for these teams. We saw, just how big of a factor it played for Oakland on the opposite drive. They really only had to go 13 yards, and they were already in a position to kick a field goal.
So 1st and 10, 3:38 remaining in this first quarter. Oakland gets the privilege of having the first points put up in the AFA, and it's a handoff up the middle for the Patriots, and a really good carry to start off with for the big stepper on this drive.
It looked like that was No Drew able to make first contact with the ball carrier there. 5'10", 225, not the biggest linebacker you'll see out there, but still able to make plays.
Back up the middle and getting blasted and sent back the opposite way. That was No Drew who got the better of that battle against the big stepper.
Yeah, you look at the differentials between them. They're pretty similar builds. That's just mass versus mass, and that time No Drew had the momentum on this side and laid out the big stepper.
Toss play right side, and it goes nowhere. The big stepper again and again. Okay, 2-1 for No Drew on this drive, getting the better of the play. 4th and 5.
Man, he had 2 of them in a row, Cam. We're going to have to add a third no to his name after that third tackle in a row. No. That time it's for a loss of 3. Came up in a huge way on that set of downs. And again, New England forced to punt quickly before their drive can even really get anything started.
Halfback progression is prohibited on the football field around No Drew.
Supposedly.
So, yeah, Oakland doing a great job on defense tonight for sure. The offense now getting things cooking. A pretty good little field position to start from there on the 32-yard line with 2:27 remaining in the first. And they keep it on the ground with their halfback Ashton Jeanty for 3.
Yeah, it was wrangled up quickly before the play, could really get any progression going. He had the hole in the middle of that offensive line. The linebacker just did a great job of shooting his assigned gap.
Yeah, 3 receivers to the bottom of your screen there to the left of Brady White. He throws
Oh,
into
man.
coverage, and that one floated in there a little bit. And again, a lot of Patriot jerseys downfield. However, no interception to this point. A good thing for White and company.
Yeah, triple coverage, and that one lofted a little bit too far over his head as well. Like we talked about, just risky throws here to start the game.
Both of these offenses, as you can see, trying to get in with each other and their teammates. They're White throwing. That's how you
There we
do
go.
it. There's a dart, and that is number 89 coming up with the big-time play in the 1st and 10 for the Raiders.
Yeah, you're going to see the seam route here, and you're going to see it from White's point of view. You see that safety over the top take too many steps down. That's exactly where Brady White is keeping his eyes. The safety just unable to move back quickly enough once White throws it over his head.
By the way, I absolutely love that overhead shot. I cannot wait to utilize that as the season goes on. 2nd and 10, going nowhere but backwards. Good defense by the Patriots.
Yeah, that was Colvin there on the defensive side of the linebacker getting involved in a big way, shutting it down before anything could really get started.
So 2nd and 10 situation coming up here for Brady White and these Raiders. As it is snapped, it is a give, and again, Taylor right in the backfield for the Patriots. Ashton Genty struggling right now to get past the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that's a big defensive lineman there doing his duty, shutting it down, and man, you can see the rush chart and attempts per yards there. A really interesting way to view the field there, showing the way they've been able to run in the area of the field they've been able to do it in.
So 3rd and 12 now coming up. Brady White dropping back with time, unloads, tipped away. That is, again, number 24 there, who we've seen a couple of times in coverage for the Patriots. It's 4th and 12.
Yeah, and it was one-on-one. It wasn't an awful attempt to try and connect with your target downfield. Just throwing one up, letting him try and make a play along the sideline, especially it being a 12-yard gain. You need to continue your drive, but they're not close enough this time to kick the field goal, and they are forced to punt.
This looks to be another good punt. Fair catch called for around the 14-yard line by Edelman, and New England will hope to get its first bit of traction on the offensive side of the ball. 45 seconds remaining here in the first DJ and the opening quarter of the American Football Association, and what fun we've already had so far.
Yeah, absolutely. It's an interesting new brand of football that at least I'm being exposed to. I'm not sure if you've got to do any other calls for leagues similar to this, but I'm really enjoying it.
No, this is the first for me. I'm excited. Love the energy, love the vibe, as that throw by Kel Drazen is complete to Jebediah Butters, the wide receiver.
2nd and 6.
Yeah, that one, just connecting with your safety valve out of the flat, right? I mean, that's what your halfback there is on pass plays. He's either blocking or going out for one of those.
And running left side there is number 23, the big stepper once more. Let's take a moment. We would like to highlight the starting lineups. We'll start here for the offensive unit, the players we have here in the AFA for the Patriots. Quarterback number 19, Kel Drazen. The fullback is number 40, Thaddeus Bubba Rig, The running backs are number 25, Isabella Maccabees, and number 23, the big stepper. The wide receivers, Julian Edelman, Jebediah Butters, and Kool-Aid, as that brings us to the end of the first quarter of play on the AFA right here on YouTube. Welcome back in. Camera duty here with DJ Kilgannon as I work my way through this offensive starting lineup, ending with the tight end number 86, Quinchester Baggins. And our first play of the second quarter is here, 3rd and 4. It's a run right up the middle, and it's that defense. Stingy defense by DeMarcus Demolition and the Raiders.
Yeah, it looked like he was playing an outside linebacker spot there, playing a little bit close to the line. However, he was able to shoot across the formation as the route or as the run was developing through the middle, and he just blew it up from the side.
This punt fielded at about the 36-yard line, taken up to the 43, and that is where Oakland will start. Now, their starting lineup, as we'll introduce them: quarterback number 12, Brady White; the running backs number 24, Ashton Genty; and number 30, Jermaine Hawk; the wide receivers number 86, Jackson West; and 85, Dylan Voss. The tight end is number 82, Boost Gusters, and and that is actually where we will take a moment here and watch this play, as that is incomplete, going for Voss.
Yeah, that one was very risky. You could see the defender was right in the way of that one, read the eyes of the QB very well, and stayed true to his zone all the way throughout that play.
Now, for the Patriots, on defense is the defensive end number 66, Marcus Kane; the middle linebacker number 55, Jason Carter; the cornerback number 22, Trayvon Austin; and the free safety number 45, Joey Cronin. As we have all kinds of receivers lined up right side for Brady White, and nothing there, incomplete. We believe that to be intended for Jackson West.
Yeah, it looked just a little bit out of his range. He's a tall guy, but not quite that tall. Went right over the hand of his fingertips, and if he was just a step further, he would have been able to pull that in, because he had a little bit of separation.
The receivers to the right, one to the top, and it's a rollout for Brady White, who unloads, going deep, and he's got his man. What a throw, and what a catch by Jackson West.
He says thank you that time, completely burns and takes the top off of the defense there, and that one landed perfectly in his hand. No stretching out had to be done. And thankfully for the Patriots, they were able to pull him down after the catch.
Yeah, that was fantastic. Now back to the ground game. Wanting to get that utilized, and I understand it. Ashton Genty there, not able to get much, and it stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it looks like he had a pulling guard on that play. He pulled a little bit too far, got way off the line. Nearly got to the point of where the handoff was made and wasn't able to fully catch the block that came from the outside pressure.
White to throw, gets rid of it before pressure gets to him, and it's incomplete. Covered downfield once again very nicely by the Patriots D that hasn't gave up many big plays, and now it's 3rd and long.
Yeah, that was number 37 that got in the way of that one. I love the attempt, though. You already have the lead. Why not try and take to the top and get a big shot downfield?
Yeah, I do gotta love the aggression. Maybe it's not working on every play, but I love that they've got their feet on the gas. Running now, as that's a nice handoff there on 3rd down. Not enough, though. Good job by the defensive end, Marcus Kane, coming up with a stop.
Yeah, and, really not able to continue the drive, and that's something that happens whenever you stay a little bit too aggressive, Cam, is that whenever it doesn't work out, you force yourself into 2nd and 3rd and longs is what we saw there, and they miss.
Almost thought that was going to be a chip shot from that range, but you know what? It just took a little bit of a veer to the right, and we'll see this wide-angled lens here, and it's no good.
Made one from 44 earlier, was certainly in his wheelhouse, but every kicker has a slip-up, and, man, that was his.
Hey, and like we said, new league, under bright spotlights here. It is tough. The pressure is big on these players out there right now, as the big stepper runs for 3 left side on 1st down.
Yeah, some great blocking around that edge. The linebacker over the middle had to shade towards that outside run to help protect it, and eventually did. But every time we're seeing that outside run, it gains about 3.
4-man front for the Raiders. As we see motion, Drazen throwing with pressure in his face, but he's able to complete it. Jebediah Butters goes up and adjusts his body to bring that one in for a 9-yard gain.
Wow, that was a great play there from Drazen and company. You saw him step up into the pocket as pressure was getting around his edges. And a great job from Butters there to, force his body forward on the hitch and make his way to the ball before it could come to him.
3rd and 1, and they're not going to get it. Oh, good pursuit by the Raiders, a number 52.
Yeah, that one was just completely shut down. I like the attempt from them. I mean, we've seen those outside runs get about 3 yards every time they run the ball whenever they do it to the outside. But that time, you saw them set up in a 3-4, and they had 2 defensive backs set out to each side playing very shallow on the line, and 2 heavy-set linebackers closer to the line, and that's what helped them seal the edge so well that time.
Jermaine Hawk with the run back as Oakland will start on the 38-yard line. So, again, the Patriots still trying to find their footing. Oakland still only up by 3, though. It seems like it's kind of A lot of opportunities for the Patriots have, I guess we'd say they've dodged a bullet up to this point, and Oakland's offense still trying to get going here as Ashton Genty with the carry back to the line of scrimmage and nothing more.
Yeah, that was another one of those plays wherever they bring the motion man across the line of scrimmage there and still wasn't able to catch a block. Again, you're seeing the rush per attempts. And, man, only 7 yards off of 10 carries, Cam. I mean, this Patriots front seven is showing up in a big way.
I got to think the only word that comes to mind at the moment for the ground attack for Ashton Genty would be stifling.
Yeah.
And he's been stifled at the moment. We'll see if he can get out of that funk. White throwing. Has he made
man.
Hit hard in stride. It looked like he was going to be able to come down with it, number 83, but he just got clotheslined, incomplete.
Yeah, you got to pull that one in. Completely had the inside step on the defensive player there, and it was placed on his hands. Well-timed ball. Looked like a good spiral. Should have been caught, but everyone has a slip-up every now and again.
3 receivers to the right. White. Oh, a little toss play and just miscommunication there with the intended halfback, and that is how that drive will end. 4th and 10 with 4:27 remaining in this first half.
Man, and Cam, we're continuing to see that shovel pass be used on long yardage situations, and I just can't agree with it, especially with how well the front seven has been playing for New England. We're seeing the defensive line get a lot of pressure, which makes it harder to throw that shovel whenever your offensive line is being pushed to the point of attack.
And speaking of attack, look at Edelman on a return, streaking down the sideline into Oakland territory, down to the 36-yard line. That's how you get your team rolling.
Yeah, I mean, he completely separated himself from the pack. Blazing speed around the edge there for Edelman.
And you know, like we said, every team, it just takes one play to ignite a spark. That could have been it for the Patriots. We know that they're very close to comfortable field goal range here anyway. We'll see what they can do. That's a big bruising forearm by the big stepper for 2.
Yeah, No Drew at the second level, but man, a corner was there to make the play, and he certainly paid for it, got put on his back. He's going to be feeling that one when he wakes up tomorrow.
After this play, we will spotlight this Oakland defense on our starting lineups. Drazen throwing deep, and it's intercepted. There is a flag, and it is coming back. Number 23, Tater Tots, as we look at the penalty.
Pass interference, number 54.
Oh, no!
Oh, man.
Oh, come on. It was DeMarcus Demolition on the PI. You could see him spear him right here.
Oh, it's a Goldberg spear.
Yeah, oh my goodness. It looked like when Larry Fitzgerald took down Kurt Warner when he's on the interview, if you've ever seen that.
Oh,
man, he didn't even really had a chance to get a hold of it because the defender was right in the way of him. I mean, if he wasn't there, he would have had a shot of it, but I don't know. That's an interesting call there. I mean, it would have been at his hands if the defender wasn't there. I mean, certainly questionable.
And a new lease on life for the Patriots, and that went off the hands of Jebediah Butters. Now, I promised I would go to this defensive lineup here for the Raiders, so let's do that quickly. Defensive tackle, number 71, Colin Richards. The middle linebackers, number 50, No Drew, and number 54, DeMarcus Demolition. We already seen him literally demolition a player. The cornerback, number 23, Tater Tots, and number 27, Tyron Voss. And the strong safety, number 37, a guy known as DJ Kilgannon. As Drazen throwing pump fakes into traffic, incomplete.
Man, No Drew all over the field for Oakland. Certainly showing to be a sheriff of this defense right now, and a great sideline to sideline linebacker he is becoming. 5 tackles, 1 for loss, and I mean, we just saw him get his hands on a pass.
That sets up a big 3rd and 10 situation here. Keep an eye on Julian Edelman, who is moving out to the right side as Drazen throws back left into coverage, and it's just swatted away. The big hand of Tyron Voss and DJ Kilgannon right there to take that one down.
Yeah, was right in the way of that one, and I mean, it was a risky throw. There was a couple Oakland defenders in the area, but they were just trying to go for pay dirt there. They needed 10, and they wanted all of it.
So the biggest play so far for the Patriots is a penalty against DeMarcus Demolition and this Raiders defense. It sets New England up in field goal territory, and the first points of their young career are now on the board. 3 points, all tied up. these two teams.
And Cam, I do want to go back to that interception earlier there for Tater Tots on the defense. You know where Foxborough Stadium is, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
About 30 minutes south of Boston.
Right. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, folks, just to kind of give you a little backstory there, we mentioned DJ's war on refs, and they all originated from right here in the Boston Harbor, if you will. And I think I see what you're saying, a little foreshadowing there to keep an eye on the guys in striped jerseys. I got you. Okay.
Yep. Certainly keep it in the back of our minds.
Well, good thing I've still got my taser here for anybody who tries to attack you on the way towards the airport this evening. Coming in once again in handy. I knew not to get rid of that thing. Brady
That's
White.
a good call.
1st and 10, ball on the 26-yard line. White throwing, it's low and incomplete. Intended for number 85.
I mean, that was the correct pass, trying to connect with Dillian Voss. You're seeing his pass chart here. Man, what an interesting graphic here we're seeing. That was Brady's third pass to that area of the field, and unable to complete it again. Just a little bit too low. Dillian Voss unable to get his hands down there.
So, with 3 minutes remaining here in this first half, and what has been a fast-moving first half, again, it's been a game of defense up to this point. That has been the name of the game. Brady White and company trying to crack the code.
Oh, man.
Incomplete. And every pass attempt has just been completely locked down by this Patriots secondary.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth there, Cam. We're seeing 2, 3, 4 defenders in that case, always swarming around the pass catcher of Oakland whenever the pass is coming their way.
Look at number 24 right there on 85, Dylan Voss. That's a big matchup. It's created problems to this point tonight.
Yep.
Now, White throwing, going back that way again.
Come on.
And it's double coverage over the top, but I feel like Voss had a good chance at that one.
Oh, yeah, that one should have been caught all the way. I mean, there was a defender behind him and one over the top of him who was trying to make a play on it. But Dillian Voss there had his hands on it and, man, just unable to pull it down. That would have been huge if you're Oakland.
So that brings up a 4th and 10 situation, and Oakland will have to punt now. With 2:48 and counting remaining in this second quarter, the Patriots with the football, and Edelman with a good return back out towards midfield at the 45-yard line. I think right now is a good time to do a little public service announcement, DJ. This being a new league, folks, we are getting an opportunity to say hello to a lot of players. So that means in sim football, a lot of new pronunciations. If you feel as if maybe we don't have that pronunciation correct on your player, let us know. You can always comment on the chat, or you can put in a ticket with the AFA Discord page, and we will get that corrected for you, because it is important to us, as we see this carry here by the big stepper for 4 yards. It's important to us to get that right on these calls, so just let us know.
Yep, absolutely. A huge thing for us is giving every player in any league the product they deserve. And a part of that is being called your name and correctly.
Absolutely. And, hopefully we'll get to call it in many, many big plays in this league to come. Drazen to throw. It's complete. And he fumbles. He fumbles, and it's
got it.
Gets it back.
Oh, man. I want to see another look at this one here, Cam, because it looked like that was quickly after the catch was made. I'm interested to see if he made a football move. Let's see. Drazon connects on the post, takes 2 steps. Yeah, that is a clean fumble.
He did. I was so busy looking at the steps and his footwork there. I wasn't able to see who recovered that football, but a great job of Oakland and their defense.
I believe. 52 there for the Oakland defense, I thought, was able to jump on it.
Okay, fantastic job by the Raiders. Ashton Genty up the middle. He is wrangled in by the big man, number 94, and it's a gain of 1 as we have reached the 2-minute warning so far. Folks, defense, the name of the game. Will that change? You are watching the AFA right here on YouTube. Get back in, as we said, 2 minutes remaining in this first half. Cameron Duty with the DJ Kilgannon right here on the call.
Oh,
Genty.
man.
Yeah, he has no room to breathe, let alone run, as that's big number 75 in on the stop.
Pretty sure that's big Will Fork able to wrangle him down. It looked like a lasso around his legs there, and you're continuing to see the production. Earlier, we called out about 9 to 10 rushes earlier the last time that graphic popped up. Now we have 12, I believe, and he only has one more rush yard than the last time that graphic was shown.
Yeah, incredible. The four-man front of the Patriots really doing a great job today. Pressure
Oh,
getting to
my
White, but he
gosh.
sets up a nice screen to Ashton Genty out of the backfield, but it's not enough for the first.
I mean, props to Brady White there, standing strong in the pocket, stout as ever. Took a devastating hit as he threw that one out quickly to the safety valve. Man, you want to talk about pressured situations and a QB being pressured. Brady White will be able to handle that better than no one. A former SFLM MVP or a SFLM championship winner, led the team to one of the best comeback players I've ever seen. Personally, calling broadcasting games, I've been doing it for a little while, and I haven't seen anyone quite as clutch as number 12.
No, and we're going to get a chance to see that chemistry develop in Oakland, I got to believe. For the Patriots, talking about chemistry as well, you've seen on the great little graphic there of their drive production, and with the, you take away that penalty that put them in field goal range, it's been nada up to this point for New England. As we get a run by the big stepper, who runs for 3, and that's been about the average for him in this first half.
Yeah, and you could see it there. Fullback for New England got ahead, ran through the whole of the run, and was able to connect with No Drew before he was able to reach the ball carrier. I think that's a matchup we'll need to look at a little bit further.
2nd and 7, 60 seconds remaining in this first half. Edelman in motion. Drazen, again, under center with one man in the backfield. Quick step, unloads towards the sideline. It's complete, turning upfield, and getting the first is Quinchester Baggins, the tight end.
Yeah, there we go. Stayed shifty there, the big tight end. Ran up the sideline, able to keep his feet in bounds, stayed clean, cool, calm, and collected, and fought for every bit of that yardage.
And kudos on the awareness to know to get to the sidelines to save your team a timeout. Lined up in the eye. 1st and 10. Drazen to throw, incomplete. Yeah, no communication there, unfortunately, going for number 40, Thaddeus Bubba Rigg, the fullback.
Yeah, and that was DeMarcus Demolition on the coverage there. Nearly had a hand on it. Your big linebacker, 6'3", 265. That is a unit. Him and Bubba Rigg, that's a matchup I want to see in the hole.
That's like Andre the Giant going up against, the Big Show. 3rd and 10, the pass incomplete over the middle. Again, good coverage, but at the same time, I don't think Drazen really had anybody to throw to.
No, looked like he was a little too pressured there from the Oakland front and just tried to get it out way too quickly.
3rd and 10. Ball at the Patriots, 34.
So here we go. 3rd and 10 situation, empty set. We'll see what Cale Drazen can come up with as he unloads, throws, interception. Right to DJ Kilgannon. The ball is loose. I think they recovered.
They did. Oh, man. First pick of the AFA. And a nice one at that. Read the post route very well. Sat in front of it, watched the eyes of the QB, and then lost it, of course. Thankfully, Oakland able to recover.
Man, well, if that speaks of the physicality in this game so far, like we said, a lot of hard-hitting football has been played. Good awareness by Kilgannon there, and good awareness by the Raiders to fall on that football. As good field position with about a half a minute left to play here in the first half.
Oh, my gosh.
Boost Gusters got busted wide open, and the ball comes out incomplete.
Man, Joey Cronin hit him like a car crash, Cam. That ball, there was no way it was being caught. Whenever you see a big tight end get hit that hard by a safety, that's someone to look out for.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, he got split wide open there. If that had been a pinata, all the candy would have fallen out.
All the Snickers and Smarties everywhere.
Ball at the 44-yard line.
That's kind of appropriate. I mean, we're just past the Halloween season. Still got that candy hangover. White throwing complete. Now turning back upfield, number 83, who gets out at the sidelines there after 7.
Guess I missed the memo I guess I missed the broadcast meeting. I didn't realize our hangover was supposed to be a candy one coming into the game.
Well, that's what I'm running on. I don't know about you, my friend, but hey, you do you.
Long
You're
weekend.
bringing, yeah, I understand completely. The White throwing,
Oh, man.
Starting to be a long night here for some of these Raiders wide receivers as Smith just laid the boom once again on Jackson West.
Yeah, I mean, tried to connect with him. If I'm not mistaken, I believe one of the big defensive linemen got a hand on it, which is what made that ball fly to the ground like that. Not completely on White there. Nice play by the defensive line.
The 4th and 3, and they're going to have to punt this one away. And in doing so, it's fair catch called for. Not really any good room to work with here with 19 seconds remaining in this first half. I feel like New England would be best to probably take this into the locker rooms. I have been wrong before, though.
Yeah, I would certainly imagine so, at least in my opinion. Of course, I'm not a coach, but we did just see him throw an interception. And, if they are going to risk anything, it would be another throw downfield like the previous. And like we saw, it did lead to a turnover. And that in this area of the field could be crucial.
Yeah, they keep it on the ground as that is the big stepper who gets 5. And I got to believe that's going to do it for this first half of play.
Yep, looks like
Or
it.
not.
I think they'll line up. I don't think they'll get one off.
You never can be too sure.
Never.
All right, so we are finished with the first half and the very first game of the AFA. And, boy, it's been a good one to this point. The American Football Association not disappointing. The Raiders and Patriots. We welcome you back in to start this second half of a football play. Raiders, Patriots, tied at 3. Cameron Duty and DJ Kilgannon here. DJ, give me your quick analysis of the first half and how you felt about how it transpired and what you think can be changed or improved upon.
Man, I think if you're New England, Cam, I think you need to continue to try and attack on short passing plays. Right now, we're seeing New England's rushing attack fall to a crawl right now. Because, man, this front 7 of Oakland, led by No Drew, the other way around. The Oakland rushing attack has fell to a crawl. The front 7 for New England has really just shown up on all cylinders of the game. If you are New England's offense, like I was saying, continue with the short passes that have been giving you success. Anytime they've really thrown to the second or third level, we saw 2 interceptions. Of course, one got called back, but still risky.
Indeed, as now we start from scrimmage.
Oh,
here.
man!
Oh, Cal Drazen going down into the ground. A big play by this Raiders front, as you just mentioned.
Big 72, the first sack of the ball game, coming in the most crucial part of the game, the second half, and man, body slam Drazen to the turf.
Second and 16. Ball at the
That one was bone crunching. I literally was kind of grimacing up here watching that transpire. Drazen throwing on the rollout.
Oh!
Back the other way for the Raiders is number 30. He brings it back to the 33-yard line, and you see the frustration on Drazen.
We should feel no yellow laundry to be seen. Oh, man, what a play from number 30. You see him looping around in coverage, going back to his zone. That loop is him following a drag route over the middle of the field. And once he sees the linebacker take over the coverage, he loops back to go back to his zone. And that's whenever he's able to snatch the interception out of the way.
Oh, man, 1st and 10 now on the 33-yard line. And it is a carry up the middle, 2nd and 7. After Ashton Genty gets 3.
Man, Cam, I don't think we have... I think 3 yards rushing is the longest rush of the day here for Oakland. I mean, this New England defensive line is just shooting their gaps to perfection and eating up blocks so that these linebackers can get in quick.
Oh, there! Oh! White is hit! He is blown up and coming
Run, big boy!
Away. Big number 98, one man to beat it. He's dragged down at the 14. Oh, my goodness.
As a wise man once said, he was bumbling, rumbling, and stumbling. All of Massachusetts just felt that return. And man, what an exciting way to start this second half. Some big man on big man action, dragging him down around the 20. And oh my gosh, quarterback Brady White will be seeing birds around his head after that play.
Oh, and look here. Just like a classic Oakland and New England game in decades past, we'll see a challenge on to see if that was a forward pass.
All right, let's get another look at it.
You see him talking it over on the sidelines.
Of course, the offense think it's going their way. Let's see what the
yeah,
refs have to
absolutely.
say. In classic Boston fashion, this should stand.
By the way, if you're watching this near the Foxborough or Boston or outer lying areas and you felt the ground move, it was not an earthquake, folks.
After review, the passer's arm was moving forward, incomplete.
And incomplete.
Oh, wow.
It is overturned. I did not expect it.
Me either. It certainly looked like it was a forced fumble at the initial look, but man, great challenge there for the head coach of Oakland. Certainly doesn't make that hard hit hurt any less, but
No.
they get what was a devastating turnover back into their hands. They just got to keep it safe.
Might take a little bit of the sting out. The fact, though, now is it's 3rd and 7. They are in good field goal range here. You know, it's not a guarantee by any means, but they could come away with points here if they hold on to the football. Oh,
my God.
my goodness. Oh, I was strangling to find the words as that ball continued to just flutter up in the air. It does fall incomplete. And Oakland, we expect, will try. No, they'll punt here. Okay, so they don't feel good about the long-range kick.
Man, I mean, we saw Trayvon Austin have a hand on it. Joey Cronin had a hand on it. It was like the worst game of hot potato you've ever seen because no one ended up catching it in the end. And the punt, a very good one.
Oh, what a way to down that right there near the goal line. The shot of their own end zone. We'll see where this one is going to be officially spotted.
Oh, wow.
Oh, so they're going to say that his foot was on the line, and it's a touchback.
That's more Boston-like. That's what we're used
No. All right, good sir. Like I said, bodyguard shields are going up as we get ready to exit the stadium tonight. Now, a carry by the big stepper, and easily his best run of the day. He gets 8 on the first down carry.
Yeah, I think that's the longest rush of the day. Bounced off a defender as he was getting up to about the second level, and a linebacker kind of had to wrangle him down as he was running past him.
So 2nd and 2, we see a man in motion. That's Edelman, as he is being trailed by Tater Tots. And he does look that way. One-on-one coverage tipped.
Oh.
And what a play by Tater Tots. Read that, as I said, come all the way across, followed Edelman, and then had the pass as they picked on him, and he's able to deflect it.
I mean, and we've seen the majority of Drayson passes today go to that area of the field, 3 for 6, as you can see on the graphic here. That one seemed like it was the design play the entire time. You motion your receiver across the formation. That's Edelman, one of your vets who go over to that side of the field to make it a one-on-one, see if it's man or zone, and kind of just throw it up to him and trust him.
3rd and 2 coming up. Throwing just short to get the first, and that's all you need, and that's just being very aware of the sticks, and it is complete.
Yeah, throwing it to one of your bigger receivers, little hitch route right at the sticks, it's hard to run that play and not have it be a first down there, and they did so very well.
Now handing it off the big stepper it goes, and he is hit immediately by guess who? No Drew.
Yeah, that was number 30, Brown, as well, helping clean up the tackle. And New England, I will say, keeping Oakland's defense honest. They're playing a very balanced offense to start this third quarter.
Ball on the 32-yard line. And now we see Edelman again. And once again, that is Tater Tots who is with him. Now Tater Tots breaks off and makes the actual tackle on the big stepper. He didn't go downfield there. He read that run play like a book and breaks off the coverage and makes the tackle in the backfield.
Looks like it may have even been a designed DB blitz there. Maybe it was designed the whole way for Tots to blitz the QB and just worked out running right to him.
Motion again. Puts trips up to the left side. Drazon out, throwing. That just kind of lobbed out there, hoping somebody would get it in preference, a Patriots jersey, but he does not, he does not do so, unfortunately. It's 4th and 9.
Kool-Aid, the intended target, and man, that one in another sport would have been called an infield fly because it was just lobbed up, hoping, like you said, that your receiver is able to make a play. And man, Cam, a lot of instances in these broadcasts, you always say field goals can't win you games.
Right.
Right now, a sole field goal is keeping you in it.
That is the truth. As these two offenses will continue, like we said, just usually, it's so funny. You'll have one offense that is just burning up. I mean, you can't keep them out of the end zone. And then another one, struggling. And we'll say, field goals, like you said, you got to have more than a field goal. You can't win it on a field goal alone. You got to find a way to get to the end zone. Both of these offenses are still trying to find their way to the promised land, as it is a field goal game to this point. Pass incomplete, again, with good coverage by Trayvon Austin.
Yeah, got a hand on it to bat it down, and you could see White stepping up in the pocket as the play was starting, trying to get his heavy arm to get a little bit more forward momentum on the ball, and not working in his favor there. Again, New England's defense. I mean, both defenses really showing up tonight.
Now Jackson West in motion. Oh, and it is batted down again. Good coverage by the Patriots in big number 95.
Yeah, might have been an outside linebacker there for New England, stepping back into pass coverage in his outside zone, and the ball just came right into his area, right into his mitts.
So 3rd and 10, a situation that's been all too familiar for these teams as White shakes off a hit, looks deep, batted, and incomplete once more. I mean, looking in the direction of West, and it's Wilson who comes up with the deflection.
I mean, it's great on White because he's looking like Iron Man in that pocket. Just shrugged off a hit from a huge defensive lineman, but trying to connect downfield, he does not find anything of any success. But, they saved himself from the sack at least. An incompletion downfield is much better than a sack.
This punt fielded at the 20, and Edelman turns it upfield to the 29-yard line with 4:21 remaining in this third quarter. Hey, folks, this is week 1. This is the game of the week for the American Football Association, and so far it is, I think, going very swimmingly, as a matter of fact. This game all tied up at 3, 4:21 again remaining in this third quarter of play, and we want to hear from you. We hope you're enjoying the live stream, so chat with us there. Of course, let us know how you're feeling about the game up to this point, as we see Drazon with a pretty good pocket here, and he unloads. First big throw of the night, and it's intercepted.
Oh, man. Tyron Voss playing well downfield, able to haul that in. We're going to get a much better look at the play here on this replay. I mean, look at that beautiful man coverage going way downfield. He's staying behind his receiver because he knows when that throw is made, he's going to have enough time to play from back to front. And that's a good strategy if you're a defensive back, because the wide receiver has no clue where you are. If his eyes are at the ball and you're behind him, that was a perfect example of it right there. Jumped past his arms to pull that one in.
And Edelman went from would-be receiver, to a defender and having to tackle him on a dime, as that pass is complete to Boost Gusters there. Oh, no, I'm sorry, Jackson West on the slant route. It's 2nd and 3. Now, these have been a lot of turnovers. Drazon has had a couple of balls that's not looked particularly pretty tonight, but they've not really been penalized for that to this point.
Yeah, they were not at all.
Oakland trying to make something happen here, as that run up the middle is stopped by 5 for number 95.
Yeah, to go back to your previous point there, Cam, to give any sort of credit to Oakland here, I mean, these two teams have the same score. And you could even say this is credit to New England's defense, rather. Yeah. Oakland isn't really turning the ball over. We're seeing Drazon and this New England offense turn over the ball quite a bit. But like you said, Oakland unable to take advantage of it. New England having to play a lot of defense, and they're doing so successfully. But, when you look at this Oakland offense, it's not really them turning the ball over. It's kind of just fizzling out against a clear, very good defense of New England.
Yeah, and for Jackson West right there, he has been the go-to target of the night for Brady White. Ashton Genty with the run, right side. Harrison makes the stop at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, just shut down again. No room to run whatsoever. I'm so interested to see the stats at the end of this one, Cam, or maybe another one of those mid-game graphics showing his running production over the game.
The receivers lined up to the right of Brady White. One man in the backfield with him. As White takes and delivers. That is complete somehow into really what looked like quadruple coverage. And we do get a chance to look at some of the performers here for the Raiders today.
Those Trayvon Austin in covers there for New England. You motion over one of your receivers across the field. You see free safety there for New England. Joey Cronin follow in suit across the field. Kind of gives you away that it's man. Maybe had a route there that they liked against it.
3rd and 2. Needs to convert. That pass was behind West, but he's able to adjust his body and bring that in. And now we have a solid-looking drive here for the Raiders.
Man, Cam, something we talked about early on as the half was starting was how Oakland needs to move away from these deep down the field passes and bring it shorter to the line of scrimmage. We're seeing them do so right now to very great success. A lot of these shorter passes is what's continuing this great drive for them.
Keep an eye on number 86 at the top of your screen. Jackson West motioning out. This is a give, as I say, there to Genty up the middle for 2 as Pfeiffer makes the stop.
Yeah, Pfeiffer's getting involved in every play. Marcus Kane as well, able to get involved on the tackle. It seems like every time a tackle's made inside the box, it's like 95 is involved.
Minute 10 remaining in this 3rd quarter. There goes West again in motion. And it is a carry to Genty, who gets 5. And that's a pretty solid run. That's the most productivity that we've seen out of the young man in the last couple of snaps. But it does set up an important 3rd and short here.
Yeah, and your playbook's pretty well open at this point, but I feel like if you're Oakland, you got to pass. Maybe you throw one to a little out route to your tight end here, try and take advantage of his size.
Voss goes out in motion. They look to the sideline with him. He tries to cut back upfield, and that's just good containment by the Patriots. A yard short of the first, 4th and 1.
Yeah, it was great contain, absolutely. And nice shout out to Voss there. He caught it on the sideline. Would have been easy for him to get forced out of bounds, but stayed in bounds. Tried to force it upfield just to no avail.
Now, 37-yard attempt today. Oakland are 1 of 2 on field goals to give them the lead. The kick,
Bang.
It's good. The Raiders out front after a 10-play, 43-yard drive that does end in the field goal that gives them the lead.
Tell you what, Cam, this is one of the most entertaining 9-point football games I've ever seen.
Yes.
And we're seeing all sorts of excitement when it comes to turnovers, big offensive plays, hard hits, really anything you could ask for. And it's crazy to think we've only seen 3 field goals get kicked through.
Listen, the American Football Association is off, ladies and gentlemen, and running, just like Edelman sprinting down the field past the 25 to the 26-yard line. But I truly think that, you have all this hype, this anticipation. Join our Discord server, by the way, folks, if you're interested in joining this league, always looking for players. Remember, that is the American Football Association. The chat has been buzzing, DJ. You know this. And just the excitement of what product they'd see when they get out here on the field for these first games, it has not disappointed. Tipped, almost intercepted off the hands of Kilgannon at the last minute there, and it's 2nd and 10.
Yeah, it looked like it was a curl route to the right side of the field. The defender initially made the tip, and then Kilgannon unable to pull it in off the tip.
3 quarters in the books, 1 frame left to play. The Raiders lead by 3. You are watching the AFA on YouTube. We'll be right back. Of course, we hope to see some 4s in the chat. We welcome you back to the start of the 4th quarter. Cameron Duty and DJ Kilgannon here. Having a great time back up here in New England. Now, throwing it's coming back the other way. It's DeMarcus Demolition making up for the PI penalty early on in this one. He gets the interception.
Yeah, there we go. Again, Dre's on the frustration on the sideline. We talked about you have to control the turnovers. And man, the pressure was there, forced an errant throw, and Demolition taking advantage of it, taking it the other way.
Yeah, good job coming off the route. They're reading the quarterback's eyes, and the frustration continuing to build now for Kel Drazon. And with that, again, great field goal position here. But now Oakland wants to get this in the end zone before the night is over. We'll see if they can do it from the 17. White throwing over the middle, incomplete.
David Terrell was the intended receiver.
Yeah, that one just unable to find the end zone, and I like the aggressive approach. You have good field position and you have a lead, so why not try something downfield?
2nd and 10. Ball at the 17.
And exactly right. And like we said, the fact is you are in field goal range. You don't want to turn the ball over, but yeah, you want to be aggressive here. You want to prove to your squad that you can get it in the end zone. Voss in motion. It is a carry. Still on his feet and tackled after a gain of 5 is Ashton Genty.
Yeah, and there we go. One of that, if I'm not mistaken, that was his most productive run of the night. Really getting a good majority of it here. Now we're in a situation where last time they passed, let's see if they do it again.
Split backs on 3rd down. White drops back, throws, and it's incomplete. He thought he had his man Terrell there on the comeback route, but that's good coverage by the Patriots. And again, on comes the punting unit.
They might. I would be shocked if they will kick the field goal close enough to trust their kicker this time.
So 29-yard attempt. The snap, the hold, the kick, and it is good as Oakland extends their lead now 9-3. And what that does is it does force New England to have to go down the field if they want to return the favor, by the way, and score here with a touchdown. And this is another interesting point here, DJ. The fact is that even though Oakland has a 6-point lead at New England, if they score that touchdown, all their problems are negated with an extra point that gives them the lead if they can get in the end zone.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you need something if you're New England at this point. Still a touchdown ball game will give you the lead.
Right.
So, I mean, you need a well-sustained drive. And, I mean, number one point, it's got to be on everyone's mind as well as the QBs. Don't throw turnovers.
Yeah, don't throw turnovers. Be very, very careful there with your, with your decisions, your check downs. Don't force it in there. I know it seems such an easy thing to do, especially when you're playing from behind and the game is certainly coming down to the end. We'll see what Drazon can do as he throws again, and that's just out in front of his man, the big stepper on a screen route, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, here we're going to see these instances again. He still has not completed a pass over the middle of the field in between the hashes at all. Usually, Cam, in these sim leagues, you see that area of the field being attacked more than any other.
That is a very good point there, DJ. Indeed. I mean, good analysis. Like you said, sim leagues notorious for slant routes in the middle of the field that works to perfection. For Drazon up to this point, it's been those corner routes towards the sidelines. Maybe look that way again here as 2nd and 10 commences. And with the carry. A nice bruising run. Yeah, good power that time out of the halfback, the big stepper. Gain of 4.
Man, there's a drill for that exact situation. It's whenever you have the little shuttle you run through that has all the arms sticking out of it, and you got to run through the big red pads. You know what I'm talking about? I mean, It seems like that was what he was running there, getting hit from all different sides. And, man, that one again was a risky throw.
Yeah, well, Edelman fell down.
Defender.
Yeah, he fell down on the route, and that might have been a good little play there. That was more in line of what we said that we typically see out of these sim leagues, those routes towards the middle of the field. He just fell down. So 4th and 6, and unfortunately New England will once more have to punt it away.
Yeah, they will, and, man, you really got to trust your defense here. And I can only imagine they have full faith in it, because you're starting Oakland in far into their own field position, and we've seen whenever they do that a lot in this game, Oakland really isn't able to capitalize.
Well, I got to say, that was a heck of a punt. I mean, that thing had some air on it. It had some distance, and it pushed them back. So the field position, while still good for Oakland, not as good as it could have been. We'll see if the Patriots defense can, again, continue to keep them in this game. For Brady White and company, it's an I formation. Now we see Jackson West in motion, moving over to the right side as now White throws in that direction. It is complete. Stiff arm, cutting upfield, still on his feet. Voss with honestly, the breakout play of the second half, really.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, we see an instance of Voss being able to stay inside the sidelines. Must have done some ballerina training in the offseason. You catch the hitch, you break the tackle of the corner, and then you separate yourself, still stay in bounds for a little bit longer, eventually getting forced out there by Joey Cronin of the Patriots.
Love that stiff arm. That was nice, and the turning point of that play. So this Oakland offense again starting to gain some traction here. With 6:20 remaining in this fourth quarter. And you know what's on their mind? Taking as much clock down as they possibly can. That is something you'll start to see playing to effect here, too. As Genty with the run. This goes backwards. Oh, that was a tough hit. Pfeiffer again in on the stop.
Yeah, again, another run to the outside, man, that just completely gets obliterated, as you always say. And you see the rushes here. We haven't seen one cut way to the outside here. But we're seeing 19 rush attempts for 21 yards.
So, again, unfortunately for Ashton Genty, they've been running hard all night. There's just not been many lanes. Brady White throws with trips to the left side, throws out towards the sidelines, and that is complete to Jackson West on second down. Gets a lot of that yardage back here, and that brings up third and very, very manageable.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to be able to produce a solid drive here and close things out if you're Oakland and hopefully extend your lead past a touchdown game, you're going to need to continue plays like that, and this is going to be a huge play for the rest of this game's deciding factor.
Absolutely not quite in field goal range yet. They want to keep it moving. White throws. It is complete. Yeah, went back to his comfortable spot there in Jackson West to get the first.
Yeah, and we continue to see Oakland have success throwing these shorter routes, man. And you see the curl there by West, the defender trying to get around him to try and play in front of him. That's Trayvon Austin trying to get a play on the ball there rather than playing his man. And, man, it's just Oakland really finding success when they're not throwing as far downfield.
Yeah, indeed. Oh, White looked like he was going to keep it. I think it was an option there that he decided to throw out of Tagenti and Law, who's also number 24. So 24 on 24, and for New England, Law gets the better of that one.
Yeah, it looks like almost a fake QB draw, or like you said, an RPO where you could either run it or pass it off to the flat. And that time the corner just completely read it all the way through.
Split backs, White going deep, and he has his man. That's West again for the first.
Man, and we talked about not throwing downfield, but Brady White and Jackson West are forming a chemistry right now that is unrivaled. Brady White, ton of time to throw, and he has the one step on his defender. That's all he needs. Brady White places it far enough away from the defender that's playing off his back hip that he has no chance to get a hand on it.
And look at Jackson West, the century mark in this game. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the first time we'll get to call this tonight, DJ. First and goal for the Raiders inside the 9-yard line as this ball is snapped and barely back to the line of scrimmage there for Genty. Good coverage up on the line there by the Patriots at number 75.
Now, Wilfork is just playing a huge body in the middle of the defense, eating up blockers and just clogging up run lanes. That's exactly what your job is if you're a defensive tackle.
Flip back, second and goal. White with time, throws again, short route to the sideline, gets quite a bit of it back, and that's a good play as he's able to find number 40 there on the reception.
Yeah, and I mean, we're talked about a continuous drive for Oakland. They're really doing so now. You have to score here if you're Oakland. I mean, a field goal, of course, will push it to a 9-point ball game. But that's not what you want at this point.
Oh, you want the touchdown.
Yeah, absolutely. That would make your lead staggering.
Split backs, and you want to prove to your team you can do it. White throwing, end zone, incomplete. Oh, that was close. Their best attempt at it all night. Now, while that unfortunately will not happen on this drive, what does happen is with 3:40 remaining in the fourth, with a 23-yard successful kick here, as you said, DJ, this drive will be an important one as the play is good, the kick is good, and this lead is extended.
And I made the infield fly reference earlier. I didn't think it would be this on the nose because it feels like we're watching an MLB game right now with this score. But like we talked about earlier, field goals apparently do win games, especially games that are as defensively star-studded as this one.
Yeah, and I think as important as that field goal was, and it was massive because it does make it a two-score game against the team that right now, unfortunately, has not been able to even put one really good scoring drive together. The most important part of that was how much clock was ran off. It's 3:33 remaining in the fourth quarter, and it's now a two-score game for the Patriots. And so that is huge. And for Cale Drazon, they're going to have to ask a lot of the young man on 1st and 10, starting from the 28. He does throw, and it's just off the hands of his intended target. So he does get it there, but Jebediah Butters, unfortunately, has slippery fingers on that one.
He sure does. And again, this New England offense struggling to get anything going. That left side of the short out route to the left and the corners really on both sides are really the only marks of success. And if you have a complete whole area of the field that is completely not being completed in, it takes a whole part of your offense out, really. And it's a good sign to these linebackers that are clearly playing great coverage in the middle.
Yep, 2nd and 10. Drazon throwing. That is complete. Way to fit that one in there as number 87 with the reception as this drive continues.
Yeah, hit hard at the end of that one as well.
Drazon throwing, same route, same formation, except this time he goes to Kool-Aid, who gets it, and another 1st and 10.
See how they do with some pressure here in the hurry-up.
Yep, nice pop. Again.
Oh, man.
Oh, just tipped. That's Tyron Voss, who was right there in the vicinity and had both hands on it before dropping it.
You're playing man coverage in 3 plays back to back to back. You're going to be a little tired. It's going to make you a little bit lower than your best capabilities-wise. Unable to pull that one in. You cut them a little bit of slack there.
Past midfield for one of the very few times this evening for the Patriots. Oh, and just nobody home there except for DeMarcus Demolition, who says, no, sir, swats that one away. It's 3rd and 10. This is definitely 4-down territory now.
Yep, absolutely. And it's another instance where we talk about how well these linebackers are playing in coverage. DeMarcus Demolition being able to swat down what would have been caught otherwise if he wasn't there. Pinching the line here is Oakland as well.
3rd and 10 coming up. As Drazon to throw. And it is incomplete, and that is 4th and 10. And like we said, we expect them to keep the unit out there for this one.
Yeah, gotta imagine so. That one fell to the feet of a defender way past the intended target, not even really in the area of anyone. And this is really it. If you are Cale Drazon in the Patriots, you need something now.
Drazon throwing. Oh, my goodness. And it looked at he may have had his man, but talk about a spear. I mean, just knocks that ball out of the intended target's hands, and the frustration mounting for the Patriots here as they turn it over on downs.
Yeah, I mean, you see it there. I mean, it was a great throw. Just a better one-on-one play from the defender who hits him right as he's trying to focus and bring in that ball. It's almost an impossible catch to make whenever you're getting hit like that.
So I formation, and for Oakland now, just a couple of 1st downs away from maybe sealing this deal. Genty with the run and just gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Man, it's so crazy, Cameron, to say that New England is in the instance of losing this game with how well their defense has been playing, man. Oh, yeah. Their offense just is unable to produce, and the defense of Oakland is just lighting up the stat sheet.
Well, and like you said, a big tip of the cap to this New England defense because they have really kept Brady White at bay. As we said, we've talked about Brady White, and he's playing with a chip on his shoulder, and he's coming in here looking to light the league up with his previous experience. And for all intents and purposes, New England's did a fine job of keeping this Oakland offense, calm for the most part.
Yeah, they sure have. They've done their best for sure.
And that brings us to the 2-minute warning in this first week's AFA game of the weekend. It's proved to be a good one. The score 12-3, Oakland on top. Welcome you back in the final 2 minutes of this game set to commence here. As it is 3rd and 9. Genty with the run gets 4, so they will have to punt it away. And you see some of the frustration now beginning to build down in the trenches.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we haven't seen Oakland run to much success right now, but they don't need to, right? All they need to do is run the ball so that clock continues to churn away. They do play well enough defense, however, that they will have another shot on offense.
Yeah, that was a timeout called for as well by New England, so they used their first. Edelman on the return out to the 17-yard line. Minute 48, it's go time, and maybe you need a couple of chips to fall in your favor if you are Kel Drazon and this Patriot offense.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, you need some big plays in a big way that you really haven't had the entire ball game.
Drazon will throw short here, and it's incomplete. Again.
Drew in coverage. Oh, no,
Ooh.
That's not going to help.
Yeah, you hate to see this at the end of the game. Quinchester Baggins down on the turf. It's nothing serious. And he walks off, so that's a good sign, indeed. So, DJ, in saying that, that's an important piece of their offense that's not going to be out there potentially. So, Drazon will have to look in another direction. He's targeted Baggins quite a bit.
Yeah.
Empty set on 2nd and 10. Drazon will throw, middle of the field. There he has his man, Edelman. And that's a nice little play there that'll hopefully keep the drive going. Oh, and DJ Kilgannon is down on the turf. And injuries abound here the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. A pair of them to end the game.
He looks like he's favoring his elbow as they help him up to his feet.
And so, on it.
Yeah, I just spit on it.
I'll be right.
No pain, no game. There's no crying in football. Right?
No crying, no whining. And no flying for this offense.
Yeah, well, that's exactly right. Talking about the baseball references on a couple fly balls, like you said there. Now throwing out to the sideline, that is complete but stepping out. As we see Drazon, tough day at the office.
Yeah, I mean, that's something you'll look at stat-wise as to New England's struggles in this game. 29% completion, under 80 yards of passing with 4 picks. Man, that's a rough day.
It's a testament, though, to this Oakland defense as well, who has came out and they said from the get-go, we're going to play physical. We're going to make that young quarterback rattled as he goes deeper. Takes a shot. That's his best play right there.
Oh, yeah.
That's a great play to Kool-Aid for the first.
I think that may be the most productive play on the entire day. Taking the top completely off of the defender. I mean, that's just trusting your guy. You see Kool-Aid, he has the step on the defender there, and man, just throwing it right into the breadbasket. Best throw of the entire ball game.
Yeah, I mean, this game isn't over, folks. There's a minute 32 left. They're down by 9, yes, but if they can get a score here, and like I said, you need some onside kicks and such to help. But, if they get there, 1 foot, 2 feet inbounds is what they'll currently say, as that is Butters back in, so nothing too severe for him.
Yeah, glad to see it. And like you said, target him quite a bit, coming back and immediately making an impact.
Ball at the 34-yard line.
I actually got to check myself and forgive me there, DJ. That was Butters who got the reception, but it actually was Baggins, 86, the tight end, who went out. So forgive me there. I'm sorry about that. Drazon throwing. Complete! Where did this come from all of a sudden?
There we go. I mean, probably close to doubling his entire passing total alone just on this drive.
Yeah.
Certainly in an instance to make a splash and maybe have something come up late in this ball game. They're just 15 yards away for the first touchdown of the ball game.
Yeah, and New England did call a timeout there to stop the clock. 1:23 remaining. And it is 1st and 10, the 14-yard line. Dre's on, throwing. It's on interception. Oh, you hate to see it end that way.
He's
but
gone.
Tyron Voss, is he gone? Oh, he shoved out of bounds. Oh, at the
man.
last minute. But that will put a capper on this one.
Yeah, there's no other way that could have ended. I mean, that was just a storybook ending. It fit perfectly for how this game has gone. Man, Tyron Voss basically ran the route for the receiver right there. Had a step. I think that might have been Jebediah Butters is the number I saw there.
Yeah,
I mean, he had a step in front of him the entire way.
Oh man, and so you hate to see it for the young man Drazon, who was stringing together a nice drive at the end of this one. But that's learning material, right? That is fuel to continue to get better, and you're going to have that as Brady White takes the kneel down, final timeout called. But you are going to have those moments where you're going to have to look at yourself in the mirror and say, "Hey, a tough game coming out. We will get better."
Yeah, and man. It was just such a dominant day here for the Oakland defense. I think that's really the story to come out of this game. Very defensive first game of the AFA's legacy, right? I mean, what a way to start.
Well, sometimes, ironically, that is the way that things happen too, right? Yeah. I mean, you go in talking about Brady White and the targets that he has and Drazon and the people that he has to rely on the offensive unit, and then it's a different story that you never even expected it to be. And in this case, it was the defense that was the story of the night.
Yeah, I mean, you see 6, contracted players here for Oakland, as well as 4 for New England. You have 6 contracted players for Oakland. And then on New England side, you have 8 contracted players. So New England clearly went offensive heavy in the draft. And was that to a fault, maybe? You see them having more offensive players than Oakland. But Oakland, obviously had more offensive production. Or is it to a nod that Oakland had more defenders than New England? Maybe it's something we'll see as the season progresses.
Yeah, I think, these teams, will meet up once again in a short amount of time, and we may see very different results. Who knows? But as the bell rings, as the buzzer sounds, as the fat lady sings, this game is over. Oakland is the winner in Week 1's AFA Game of the Night as the Raiders beat the Patriots by a final score of 12-3. And DJ, as I like to do when you and I call a game here, give me your final thoughts and your game ball, my friend.
Man, whenever you looked at this game, right, it was just a matter of defense. I mean, we talked about it all night. Big players making big plays on the defensive side of the ball. I mean, you had Tyron Voss, who sealed it with an interception, right? You had No Drew, who was all over the field. DeMarcus Demolition had an interception as well. I mean, as far as New England goes, no forced turnovers. They continued to let Oakland push the ball until they fizzled out. And I think that's really what separated them. As far as the game ball goes, I think I got to give it to, I would say the kicker, but that's pretty lame. Tyron Voss had a really big day, especially late in that game.
Yeah, indeed he did. And of course, on the offensive side of the ball, maybe even Jackson West as a contender there as well, going over the century mark today in reception yards. So, again, folks, we thank you so much for joining us. It has been a privilege. I hope you guys have had as much fun. And this is just a sneak preview of the amazing football that we're going to see coming down the stretch this November and into the winter months. So, once again, final score, it is Oakland 12, New England 3, and for my buddy DJ Kilgannon, I'm Cameron Duty, and as we take a look at these final stats, we just want to say, come back for more, right, DJ? I mean, this is
Absolutely.
This is a great product to build upon, and we hope that you'll be a part of it with us.
Yeah, absolutely. Hope to all see you in the future.
Absolutely. That indeed we will. Of course, thanks to the whole crew, the staff here at the AFA for welcoming us in with open arms. And like we said, once more to come. We will do this again. So have a good night. Take care of yourselves. And we will see you on the flip side. You are watching the AFA on YouTube. Have a good night.